Hold on, can you play the Antagony riff?
I don't know if I remember Antagony riffs. There we go.
Hey, what's up, Riffshoppers? My name is David. You guys know me. Nothing special. Today, I'm extremely ecstatic to have a guest on who is an esteemed composer. He is a professor of music, and on top of that, he was in a band that was credited as being the fathers of deathcore. I'd like to welcome Nick Vassallo.
Vassallo.
Okay,
Thank
Vassallo.
You.
How are you doing, Nick?
Good. How are you doing? I think as songwriters, you can maybe relate to this too. When we first start off, it takes courage to show people your music or your songs. So I think the more we do it, it's almost like getting on stage to give a speech, right? The first couple trips up there are hard. But after you do it enough, you start commanding and you grow in confidence. So I think as a songwriter, this is maybe good advice for young songwriters. Being confident when you're songwriting is key, because then you're more sure-footed about the decisions you make. If you want to do an experiment, right, you may have a couple different versions that you actually create. And then using your own, kind of, experience with previous mistakes, you choose the best one you think would be successful. I mean, I can kind of tell when I have my songwriting students and my composition students, and I can really feel kind of the level they're at just by the confidence that they put into their writing. You can hear a tentative writer versus a very confident writer. And even listening to music, I mean, sometimes you hear someone with material that's so like, oh, wow, he's really going for her. She's putting herself way out there. That's a confident writer. And that's a skill, and it makes you better, actually. Be confident in each stride you make, each choice you make, because it comes across in your music. And songwriting is a craft. The more you do it, the better you get. It's a lot like working out. You do a lot of little workouts for each part of your body, and you get ready for the actual performance or the game or the fight or the match or whatever. Songwriting is like that. To be able to interest people for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, it takes creative endurance. In metal, there are still unexplored universes almost. Like, we're just starting to crack the rhythmic possibilities in metal. And but there's still a whole harmonic realm that metal's almost afraid to explore, because we assume once we put the distortion pedal on, oh, that's all we need. The harmonic saturation is over. Mm-hmm. But we still have yet to see a lot of the advanced, like, classical techniques applied to metal. We were so young, and we were discovering all these new music, especially me. I was a total late bloomer. So as I was discovering hardcore music, death metal, grindcore, I wanted to incorporate those techniques. And yeah, I kind of came out with Antagony, which we were kind of trying to start sporadic horror. That was our kind of nerdy.
What's sporadic horror?
Meaning we can drop any random movement of metal in at that moment, so it can go off into hardcore or grindcore or doom or death metal or crust punk even. And we happened to be really early on before it was really crystallized.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When bands like All Shall Perish and Despised Icons, Suicide Silence, really the big three or big four, blew it up. Mm-hmm. Which members of our band Antagony started All Shall Perish. So we kind of have a really strong alliance and tie with that band. I don't want to say I'm that, I want to go around, hello, I am the father, you can be my son. As music listeners or artistic observers, we kind of tend to react harshly when there's change, when there's a strong change. So if Oblivion released an acoustic album of love songs, listeners might freak out. But and that would be expected. But I think that just happens, naturally. Whenever a band changes their sound, the audience, the listeners, aren't getting kind of the same flavor that they're used to, right? The McDonald's changed the ingredients for the Big Mac, and they don't like it anymore. They don't like the new French fries, and so, I mean, you just got to get used to it. And I think I welcome those kind of comments where you kind of jar the listener. It's better to jar people and get a reaction than get the same old, well, here's another classic from so-and-so, Mm-hmm. I was taking a songwriting class at DBC where I teach now, which is funny. And as a student, I turned in this collage of noise and screaming and rhythmic drum stuff and played it to the class. And Ben from Offshore Parish will remember the story because we still crack up about it. And someone raised their hand and was like, man, I don't think this is even music. And like sat down, and the teacher totally shat on the guy. Was like, listen, this is why this is innovative music and whatnot. So you kind of like invalidated what I was doing as an artist, making this really weird sounding stuff. My mom even critiques what I do still. Why can't you write something that sounds happy for once? You still write that Return of the Jedi music, which is funny. She said, I write Return of the Jedi music. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I mean, so
Return of the Jedi music.
I still like, I listen to all criticisms, and some, I mean, yeah, you have to approach each one uniquely. I'm taking a break from classical music because I have 2 kids now, and I kind of want to put my attention to them, and I want to get back into metal. Metal seems to be like, yeah, so Oblivion, people have been asking for the second Oblivion album. I'm going to start writing it really soon with my homies in Oblivion. Shout out to Ben and Ted and Victor and Luis. We're going to make some music soon. I'm just saying, I'm taking a vacation from classical, getting back into metal. So check out Attuned, my last major classical work. It's going to be released soon on YouTube.
Sounds good. All right, thanks. This has been awesome. Thanks again. Heck yeah.
Thank you.